Hey everybody, it's Liam and Nick here from Bionic Viking, and today we're doing an episode of Hype for UFC by EA Sports.
Oh yeah.
This game's looking pretty dope. We just got our hands on the demo and beat the shit out of each other for about 6 or 7 matches. We feel like we've got a pretty good idea of the game so far. You can only get like so much reference from a demo.
Yeah.
But what are you thinking about it so far, man?
As a demo, it's pretty good. I mean, you can only play as 2 characters, but
it's free, so
yeah,
like
exactly.
I'll fucking take it, man. John
Take
Jones
it
and
for free.
Gustafsson just going ham on each other. There are a couple of like nagging little things that are learning pains, but if you can get past that, it's a really fun experience and it's a really good game. It releases on the 19th of June of this year, which is only like a fortnight away.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be exciting to see how this title performs, and we can get our hands on with more fighters.
Yeah, exactly.
And so far, as far as the gameplay goes, Nick, how you liking it? How you liking how it feels? How the impact is? Everything.
Well,
let me tell you, Liam.
let me tell you, the moves are quite complicated to actually learn when you start off. I mean, they have 18 different
18 different lessons initially.
lessons
It's fucking
exactly
intense.
to learn. Yeah, no, the moves are very complicated, but it makes it more interesting because you have more variety and.
And I guess if you buy it like that as a full title,
Yeah,
you want
exactly.
that, right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's something you can invest in.
Yeah, and you can personalize your moves and kind of like do what you want to do, fight how you want to fight.
Yeah, it gives you control of a lot of
Yeah.
things.
And if you want to play this game, I mean,
It's good to have like that amount of shit
Yeah,
to do, like
exactly.
to learn. Like I think there are like 4 different back punches you can do or
Yeah.
something, and all the grappling options. It's just fucking insane.
It's
the
crazy.
variety is
Yeah.
crazy. As far as like the technical stuff, like you're not really into fighting. I'm
No.
I'm somewhat becoming somewhat of a fighting fan.
yeah.
But what are you thinking about like the grappling, the ground control, how they work with like the submissions and everything?
Yeah,
like that,
that's cool. I like how you can just grapple them to the ground and fight your way up. And
Yeah.
Yeah, and when you get down, the commentator's like, oh.
Yeah. Oh, and when there's a knockout, it's always nice to have Joe Rogan in the game going,
Yeah.
oh. But yeah, no, it's definitely a lot of fun initially with the first 6 or 7 matches.
Yeah.
Something that's really interesting with like with each personalized character, I feel like they've made quite an emphasis on who they are, like which is
Yeah.
important. That's one
They
thing
all
that's
have
important for this
different
game.
fighting styles.
Yeah, so you can definitely tell the difference. Like after every game, we had switched.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, and you noticed the difference,
Yeah.
right? I mean, Gustafsson, he is somewhat of a striker. He is a ground and pound dude, but John Jones coming out of the gate, I mean, you can tell straight off as soon as you try to grapple someone that he's a wrestler.
He
you
is
know
a
what I mean?
wrestler.
And that
That's it.
he's
on
more
the
specialized
ground, on the
that.
ground, you're down.
Yeah.
You're
Knocks
out.
right the fuck out. But yeah, no, if you play this game like as an actual UFC fighter, like you see fights that really like, they can go 3 rounds, 4 rounds.
Yeah.
Me and Nick are just pretty much treating this as a fucking fighting game.
Yeah,
like
that's it.
you see a couple of the first matches that we played, we were just slugging each other.
Yeah.
It was just a slugfest. It didn't have anything to do with technical submissions or scoring points with solid hits.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, no, it's definitely a fun game. As far as the immersive experience goes, because it is
Yeah.
a simulation game.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you thinking about that? Like, how do you feel?
They did that very well.
Yeah,
That's something they did extremely well in this game. You can use like the fence to jump off.
It's
which is
fucking dope,
That's
dude.
a cool feature.
Yeah, it is really cool. Like you can implement the cage, and they've taken some stuff into consideration, which is you want the UFC game to be realistic to a point, but you
Yeah.
still want it to be a video game, right? Like
Yeah,
you still want to be
exactly.
able to pull off some crazy shit, and you can jump
And
off the
that's what
cage
you
at
do.
any time,
Yeah.
knee someone in the face, just do all
Flying
that shit.
back kicks.
Yeah, exactly. Just anything, man. But as far as like the commentators and the crowd in the background, they have
Yeah.
the announcer there.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I don't feel like I'm at a UFC fight. I've never been to one, but I feel like
that's what it would
gives
be
some
like.
weight to the situation.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I've enjoyed the immersive process
Yeah.
they've gone through, and it's just a demo too.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
we don't even know.
It makes the action more interesting too. When you hit a big hit,
Yeah,
and the
and-
crowd goes wild,
And then you hear again the commentator going
Yeah.
fucking nuts, and also the impact of each hit.
Yeah.
In holy shit, dude! Like some of there was a was a knockout that Nick got on me with John Jones where he did a front leg kick and he kicked me like in the neck. And like you can see the guy's head just like bang, like you know what I mean? Like it just fucking.
That's crazy. Yeah.
It gets destroyed. So they've definitely the physics look really nice.
Yeah.
And there's good emphasis of impact.
And sometimes it doesn't look like you hit the person and it counts as a hit, but
Yeah. It is a demo though. You gotta take it lightly, but it is definitely. There are certain moments where even you have to stand back and go, holy fucking shit. Like I feel bad for that little piece of data in my Xbox.
Yeah.
As far as a fighter though, like this game it could be competitive.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't treat it as like a Street Fighter.
No, it's more like a sport game.
Yeah, just like that.
But it's similar to Mortal Kombat or something like that.
In the way of you can like it's
combinations, things like that.
It is definitely hard to compare the two, just because in Mortal Kombat you have a fucking chain and fire and all this crazy shit.
Yeah, this is more realistic, down to earth.
Definitely.
And focusing on the actual sport of fighting.
The like you see those realistic parts come in. As far as a pure fighter though, like I think this is entertaining, but it'd be really hard to balance everything. And this is just something you get a couple buddies around and fucking just slug. You know what I mean? Just slug each other out, man. As far as the game's actual release, I'd like to see a decent story mode.
Yeah.
Not anything that has like a really big narrative, but just something where I can fucking fight up and get the title. And like hold the title, and after 10 hours of beating the shit out of people, I can. And customize my player and stuff like that. Yeah. I'm not too fussed about online play. I mean, it doesn't really seem like that game. Like, I feel like a lot of this is going to be just, like, me and a buddy. Just, you know what I mean? That split screen.
Yeah, exactly.
Action.
Or even AI will be interesting.
Yeah, definitely. Like, it'll be interesting to mix up different things. I don't actually know how many fighters are in the game, but I'd assume that there's at least, 20.
Yeah.
30 there should be,
because
that way it'll give so much variety, and like you can play as the big Russian bear one time, or you can play as the fucking Czechoslovakian wood chipper or some shit, just crazy stuff. And then you got Steve from Canada. It's gonna mess you up with his beard. But yeah, man, I'm pretty hyped for the game. I mean, initially I didn't really think much, because EA Sports can be a bit EA in general can be a bit back and forth, but this game looks good.
Me personally, not into UFC at all. This is just a fun game to mess around with.
And the impact is I mean, even if you don't like violence, like you could give this game to a PETA supporter and they'd be like, fuck it, man. Jesus Christ, like Greenpeace, just go out there, start cage fighting. That's what they'll do, man. Anyway, guys, this has been an episode of Hype on EA Sports UFC. Again, it releases on the 19th of June of this year. Get the fucking hype going. It's going to be cool. And we'll be bringing some coverage of it on the way. This has been Nick and Liam from Bionic Viking. Thanks for watching the video. Let us know what you thought about it in the comments. Subscribe if you would like to.
Peace out.
See you fuckers later.